miggity, miggity, mic check, 1 2. Mic check, miggity, 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 mic check, 1 2. Mic check, 1 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check, 1 2, 1 2. Mic check, 1 2. Big up the stream chat. Big up everybody locked in. Big up, big up, big up. Mic check, 1 2. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Apologies for the delay. Apologies for the delay. Big up everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. You can see me loud and clear. Thank you for tuning in to the Random Show, episode number 417, day number 2 of 31. Day 2 of 31. What's going on, people? Episode number 417 of the Random Show. Hope you are good. Hope you are well wherever you may be. Hope you are good. Hope you are well wherever you may be. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. Never a blood clot chore. Always a fucking pleasure. Never a blood clot chore. Wagwan people. Wagwan the stream chat. Wagwan everybody. Hope you're good. Hope you're flipping well. Hope you're good. Hope you are flipping well. Big up everybody in the stream chat right now. Big up everybody in the stream chat right now. I appreciate all of you. So let's jump into the show. We're going to cover a lot of things today as quickly as possible. I'm not going to be on super long. I always say that I end up doing fucking 4 hours, but I'm not going to be on super long because I want to split this up and do a super long episode in the morning or the afternoon after I do another task. Got a bit of a jam-packed day, but let's try and get through as much as possible on day number 2 of 31. The same rules apply as all the previous streams. We're trying to hit 500 members by the end of the 31 days. It's probably been longer than 31 days, and I totaled up all the days that I fucking did this shit, stopping and starting, but we're here anyway. So big up everybody for tuning in. Big up the members from now on. There's a couple of streams already that you can enjoy, members only. So if you want to check those sort of things out, make sure you become a member. Help us reach 500 members. Link is in the description down below. There's also a little button on the fucking stream chat where you can obviously gift memberships and shit. If you want to do that, feel free. If you don't, just like the stream, subscribe to the channel. That'll be perfectly acceptable and very much welcome. And of course, if you're here already, you know Wagwan. Get involved in the chat. All that good shit. Laugh, joke, ha ha, hee hee. Make some friends, get comfortable. You know how it is. And if you're just listening in the background, thank you for trusting me with your background listening experience. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's go. First things first, I want to quickly talk about or respond to or react to is this clip courtesy of Sunday Conversation featuring the one, the only Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis sat down with that Sunday Conversation guy. I think he was formerly of Barstool Sports. Now he's doing it by himself. Caleb Presley. This should be kind of funny. Big up him. Big up Shane Gillis. Let's fucking go.
Shane Gillis. You're a history buff. Is that true?
Yeah, I like history.
What about current history? What's happening right now that you think will be written in the books?
Probably Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Palestine.
Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
That's fucking brilliant. That is fucking brilliant. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. By the way, I saw that play, by the way. Big up that girl. Big up whoever that girl is on Caitlin Clark's team. The blonde one that backed the beef. That's always great to see. I love it. I love it when the teammate backs the beef. She's standing on fucking business. She came through and fucking ripped that girl down to the floor. Big up whoever that blonde girl was that backed Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark got smushed by this one girl, blonde girl, and the next play decided to drag that girl to the ground. And she was gripping. She was tussling. She's fucking great. Big up that girl. I love seeing that shit. What's her name? Sophie Cunningham. Yeah, big up Sophie Cunningham. Bad gal. Love that shit.
Yeah.
You're a big Caitlin Clark fan, aren't you?
I am a Caitlin Clark fan. You like her too.
And you're not so much of a
Angel Reese fan.
I love the insinuation. I love the insinuation that because he doesn't like Angel Reese that he's racist. I love it. Honestly, it's so funny. I don't really fuck with Angel Reese. Everyone's like, why don't you? You know? I wonder why. Tell us more. Tell us more your views on Angel Reese. Why does Angel Reese rub you up the wrong way?
Are you?
No, I think she's fine.
You're a history buff?
Yeah.
So about the Civil War.
Yeah.
If Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese were in the Civil War,
oh my god!
who would be the North?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Big up Caitlin Presley. This is so good.
Who would be the South?
Caitlin's from Iowa, so she'd be the North. You got me on that one.
We can move on.
You got me on that one. Holy shit.
Glennie, put it down.
Throw it down.
You used to play. You used to play football. Is that true?
Yeah, a little.
You've been making arenas laugh for how long?
Almost a year. I get it. I did get made fun of.
From the offensive line to doing offensive lines.
Yeah, there was a guy when I was at Elon, because I was offensive line and I was fat and I was just on the sides. I never played. And he'd be like, number 73. And they would just yell at me and I'd be like,
did Shane Gillis have a better football career than Brendan? But he doesn't even talk about it. Did Shane Gillis actually have a better football career than Brendan? But he rarely talks about it. And then when he does, he talks about it in the most self-deprecating way ever. It's kind of wild, isn't it? He maybe had a better career than Brendan in football or comparable, and he rarely mentions it.
What was your playing weight?
My freshman year, I think I was 295.
And what's your comedy weight?
It's 265. You're bulking a little. Have you noticed him bulking?
My balls are bulking right now.
Also,
You actually gonna get nipples.
your nipples go like this.
You get nipples.
Big Irish. You could put an airplane in it.
What?
O'Hare Airport. What do you say to people who describe your comedy as turbulence?
You like that? That's fair.
He's really enjoying this, isn't it?
I think that's fair. You can tell when it happens too, which really sucks. When you're up on stage and like you start to notice everyone's like.
The problem with you right now is you're so popular, everyone loves you so much, that even if you do bad, they say you did good.
No, people around me are pretty honest.
That wasn't a question.
Okay. And also every single article says I suck.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like every other man, you're not without chinks in your armor. SNL. What would you say was the chink in your armor for SNL?
Get it? Chink in your armor. Honestly, this guy is so fucking good. To become Caden Presley. He's so fucking good. What was the chink in your armor with SNL? So fucking good.
I don't think that stuff's funny anymore, man. Those types of jokes. I know Fruit of the Loom doesn't like it, and I don't like it.
We're just trying to sell some underwear.
We're doing our best.
One of my favorite things you've ever done was your stand-up.
That is such a fucking... Oh, that is such a gaudy, low effort, but genius placement, isn't it? Fruit of the Loom ad, isn't it, no? It's such a, like, low effort. Like, they've just got this board that says Fruit of the Loom, and then they've got the boxes just, like, racked up there. I don't know. What's that? In between the boxes and shit, or coming out of a drawer. The most low effort, but it actually works, you know? It's so fucking funny. Just randomly, just big fucking sign behind them. Fruit of the Loom. Oh, yeah.
Live in Austin. We're here right now. During that stand-up live in Austin, you talked about Remember the Titans. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Would you be Coach Boone or Coach Yost?
I'm more of Coach Boone. Yeah.
It's a shame what happened to Jerry. Paralyzed from the waist down.
So funny because it's a real story.
Oh, no.
It's Gary. Gary.
Gary Bertie. He's like, I love you, Gary. You're the fucking man.
It's a shame what happened.
It's a fucking shame, yeah. But then he started dominating the fucking Paralympics.
You were on the offensive line,
I was.
and all your fans look like they're on the offensive line.
It's true.
Can we see your...
All your fans look like they're on the offensive line. It's fucking insanely funny. Oh, yeah.
pass set?
No.
Do you mind if we do a new segment presented by Fruit of the Loom?
No.
Glennie, show them what we have.
Fruit of the Loom underwear.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
This segment is called... Can we see your
Can we
pass
see
set?
a pass set? No, I'll show you guys later, though. Don't do this. He's trying to get
I'm gonna take your chair.
No.
Just one pass set. Shane.
She wasn't.
Yeah. I never. We see pass that.
No. I'll do it off camera.
Shane. Here you go. Do one pass set.
I'll do it right here.
Well,
Oh, shit, there's a camera.
one pass set.
No.
All right. Where do you stand on these NFL players painting their nails?
I don't like it.
First, girls paint their nails, and then look at guys.
Yeah.
First, girls get earrings, and then
Look at guys.
first, girls get big boobs,
Yeah. I knew that was coming.
and then look at guys.
Look at us. Look at us, dude. Spider-Man meme. Just.
Unfortunately, look at us. I can feel my boobs in this shirt. Tires. Let's talk more about tires. You put all of your friends in tires, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. So fucking good. So fucking good. Big up Caleb Presley. Big up Shane Gillis. It's so refreshing to hear a comedian who's actually good at doing comedy, you know? Fucking big him up. Fucking big him up. Love me some Caleb Presley and some actual funny comedians for a change. It's actually kind of refreshing. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually kinda refreshing. We got the stream chat. What are you guys saying? Okay, that was pretty funny. Great guy, never met him. Big up Jordan Ray. LOL. Shouldn't have so much fun. Exactly. Pre-ban for a local Wagwan GG. Bapper not in tires, but he's a car guy. That's fucking hilarious, by the way. Imagine Brendan. Imagine a scenario where Brendan is actually offended. Imagine a scenario where Brendan's actually offended that he's not in tires. That would fucking make me laugh so fucking much. Like, he's genuinely offended that he's not in it. Could you imagine that? I'd love that. I'd love that to be true. I'd love that to be true. Cool. Let's move on. Let's actually do an American Redact. There's one here, isn't it? Right? Let's do this American Redact because I haven't seen this one actually with Brendan. It's called Brendan Schaub Already Regrets Moving to Austin. Let's check this out.
You going through a tough time? And I was like, I just moved to Austin, man. Yeah, I'm trying to find my way. I'm heartbroken about LA. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, Texas is great, man. Best decision I ever made. He goes, but you should know it's no LA. Because you're going to miss, there's no replacing LA. And I was like, oh, how long did it take you to get, like, back in your routine and feeling comfortable? It was 3 years. I went, what? He goes, yeah, tough 3 years.
All right, so it's been about a week since I covered Brendan Schaub's depressing move to Austin, Texas. But since then, he's released an insulting 7.5 hours of podcasts that absolutely no one's asked for. So
insulting, An insulting 7 hours of podcast is fucking hilarious.
I went ahead and watched those, and boy oh boy, it really only gets worse for Brendan Schaub. Like, this guy's literally the Benjamin Button of podcasting. Starting out his career by interviewing Conor McGregor in a professional studio funded by Showtime, and ending it in a crammed storage unit.
By the way, that was Fox. That wasn't Showtime. That was Fox. That was Fox. The one with Conor was Fox.
Sweating his balls off in the middle of a Texas summer heat wave.
Hard being a human.
The way it was.
Hard being a human.
You have some current events, Jid?
Yeah.
Is it warm in here?
Yeah, we're sure. Okay, so we
Texas.
talked that.
I like the heat.
No.
AC.
We had them turn off.
Studio.
Yeah, you're getting a little moist.
Yeah, but the studio shouldn't be this way.
So this new studio is really bad, much worse than we previously thought, because as you just saw, it gets extremely stuffy in there, since these storage units don't come pre-installed with AC. So to fix this, Brendan's got this industrial-sized air conditioning box in there that sounds like a leaf blower whenever it's turned on.
But I will say this.
Oh, that's what they got. They bought an air conditioner. Oh my god. Oh my god. But without it, could you imagine how hot it must get in there without the air conditioner? That air conditioning unit is fucking crazy big. And most likely, Chin has probably done some filters to take away from that background sound, right? I'm assuming in OBS or something. But could you imagine how hot it must get in that studio without that air conditioning unit? Fucking hell. But the weird thing is, if I'm not mistaken, they can probably... We can't hear the air conditioning unit, but they can. So I guess Chin has to remind Brendan and Brian to not shout into the mic, because they are probably shouting thinking we can hear the air conditioning, but we can't. You know? So maybe that was weird kind of way to get around it, but Jesus Christ, what an absolute horror show.
You're talking about tens of maybe hundreds of millions of Muslim.
Big up Smashmino, or Smashimo. Does he also rent the space behind the yellow truck? Storage units are pretty big. I don't think he would rent out the entire storage. From what I remember, from what I guessed, this is just my theory. I'm not sure if I'm right here. But when I saw, because I ripped the video from his Instagram, let me just get it up for you. I'm pretty sure where you see the yellow truck isn't a storage unit. That's just the like hallway. Let me see if I can get it. There it is, right? That's the hallway. Let's put this here. So this is the storage unit, right? That yellow bit that you mentioned, Smash, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the foyer, whatever. I don't know how you describe that in terms of buildings, but I think everyone's got, like, you rent these. So you see these grey doors? I think these are the garages that you rent from this storage facility. So these are the garages that you rent. And I guess two of these makes one garage. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. So I think this is just the main foyer bit or whatever it's called. So those are other studios. I don't think this is his whole studio. I think his whole studio is what he's showing us in this video. You know? It's just whatever's in here.
Tour the studio. So it's a little bit chaos right now. So you got your Polaris there. That's a King Special Edition Polaris, Race Polaris. You got the Drive Fast All Gas Ultimate Dad Whip. That's the next giveaway. I don't drive it because I don't want to wreck it. You got my Demon 170.
Also, is that a weird point to make? I don't drive it because I don't want to wreck it. Of course you shouldn't drive it. You're giving it away. No? Isn't that like a weird point to make anyway? To emphasize, oh, by the way, I don't drive it. I don't want to wreck it. Why would you drive it if you're giving it away? It's a competition prize. Why would you use it? Or maybe, is that common in car world? Is it common in the car world for a giveaway car to have miles on it? Or should it come with, like, you know, minimal miles because the person hasn't drove it around?
This thing's an absolute monster, but can only go straight. You got the cool lights that every car influencer has. My daily driver with 1,300 horsepower.
Okay, so that is his car. But so how many TRXs does he have? Is that the same TRX he had, but he just wrapped it in yellow? So this is a different TRX than the one he had. No, it's the same one, but it's wrapped in yellow. So that's his daily driver, and that's in the foyer bit of this facility. I guess just parked in front of the garages.
bunch of
Yeah, so you see, so I think this is his main storage facility. This is his main quote unquote studio.
boxes I gotta unwrap today.
Big up Jack Donahue Jr. by the way. Probably 140, 50 by midday in that thing. Also, we can totally hear the air conditioner on the podcast video. That's the road. Behind the truck is another structure with more storage space. Okay, cool. Big up Jack Donahue Jr. Thanks for that one. Big up Noodles. He has a history of damaging cars. Okay, cool. Fair enough. That's a good point. That's a good point. You probably should stress that because he does have a history, yeah.
Got the rain fridge.
For people that were thinking rain dropped Brendan, that's your confirmation that he hasn't been dropped, because I think if he did get dropped, he would have chucked that fridge away. So I think Brendan still has that rain sponsorship. That rain sponsorship probably pays very well too, so I'm sure he's not going to let that go.
But the goal is bent pack lifts here and here. So it's going to be like a straight up shop in here for Drive Fast All Gas.
Isn't that weird to you? I made that point in the previous pod, but isn't it strange that his main money earner, the things that probably keeps the lights on, pays all these bills, is Tfatk and SCHAUB'S show? You'd imagine. Those are the ones with all the sponsors. Gold Now doesn't really have that many sponsors, but you'd imagine Fighting the Kid is probably... No, Gold Now has sponsors, but regardless, his main breadwinner, his main revenue stream is podcasting. Why is he dedicating the majority of his studio to a garage or to the cars when the podcasting is what pays the bills? It's a weird priority, isn't it? It's a weird... It really and truly, this studio should be more podcasts than cars. Maybe have one car in the background to be kind of cool and shit if you want to. But it's weird that he's doing all this. But I think he's doing all this through necessity. I'm not going to lie. I think he just doesn't have any room to put these cars. He's got so many cars. I'm assuming whatever garage he has now over there in Austin doesn't fit all this shit. And maybe he feels a bit self-conscious about parking all these cars in front of his house because it makes him look a bit fucking, whatever. So he's parking them all in a garage. I don't know. Or maybe this was a plan all along. Maybe the whole plan all along was to have like a half podcast studio, half garage, mod shop type of shit going on. But I don't know how conducive a car garage mod shop is to a podcast studio. Surely if you've got a podcast studio with like camera, audio equipment and cables and shit, you kind of want to keep it quite clean and orderly and neat and shit, right? And organized. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. You don't really want to have it looking like a garage where it's going to be like full of shit, boxes everywhere, oil, whatever, residue, but a bit grubby. You don't really want that for a podcast, unless you want to have a podcast in the garage. But this is not a garage, so it's just, maybe it is a garage. Maybe technically it's a garage because it's got more cars and it's got podcast equipment, but still.
That thing I need to take out in Texas. Let me know a good place to go. And then you come up here and the entire... All right, so you go to the...
Yeah, big up Two Swords. Maybe he shouldn't be driving a Chevy Excursion to take the kids out and scratch the tops off. So where's the Excursion then? Or is that why he's got that TRX? Is that TRX the replacement whip for the Excursion? Why, that's in the shop. So he's got that TRX, plus he's got an Excursion, plus he's got the fucking Dodge, plus his wife's G-Wagon and shit. Like, god damn it, man. Like, I've never understood Brendan's spending habits. Even when he was doing well, he would spend like a fucking retired, NFL Hall of Famer quarterback person. And now that he's not doing as well, he still spends, he kind of tries to spend or look like he's way richer than what he probably is, Like, I don't understand that, because he can still afford a lot of nice stuff, but I don't really get how he's trying to make it look like, oh, I can afford an AP. I can also be the guy that has 17 trucks and all this. Just like, is that necessary though? Wouldn't your life be actually made easier if you could have maybe one car? Because also I'm not thinking about the Humvee or the Humvee. That's probably why actually, come to think of it, this is probably why this garage exists. Maybe the Hummer takes up too much space, all the space, so he has to move all these cars to the fucking studio because there's no space to put over there. Either way, it's a bit of a tragic situation.
The second level for the video cutoff, you got Tfatk Studios. These walls are bare. We gotta get all our old school pictures.
The walls are beer or bear. Beer or bear.
Get all our studios. These walls are bare. We gotta get all our old school. These walls are bare. We gotta get all our. These walls are bare. We gotta get all our.
By the way, the breathing, the panting, bro. Bro, it's just a set of stairs, man. Relax. Breathe in, breathe out, brother. It's okay.
Old school pictures and posters up. Got all the cameras set up. That's where Rink sits. That's my dumb.
Look at that. Look at that foam. Look at that fucking pop shield. Look at that. Look at the state of it. Look at the color. It's yellow. Is that fungi? Is there fungus growing on that fucking mic fucking sponge? Look at that. Ooh, ooh.
Ass. Chin Studio.
Chin Studio. Look at Chin Studio. A studio. A studio with no doors. A studio and a fucking picnic table is fucking crazy, man. Big up Chin though.
Videos. And over here you got the shop show. It's a work in progress. It's coming together. You can see.
As I mentioned in the other video, like, why does the SCHAUB'S show set look bigger than Tfatk set when Tfatk probably makes more money than SCHAUB'S show?
Down there's all the car shit. Studio.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
It's gonna be dope. We're cooking. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take a lot of time, but we're cooking.
Take some time. Why didn't you take the time to prepare this before you moved there, brother? It's gonna take some time. It's just a fucking podcast studio. Anyway, let's continue. Big up American Redact.
Muslims around the globe. Ignition
Hold
of
on.
it.
What is that noise?
It's AC. It kicks on for a little bit. It'll turn off. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But
Is that fucking us? Probably, right?
But as long as we acknowledge it, it's just AC for a little bit.
How's that?
Chin tell these guys, yo, if you start talking about it, people will not stop noticing it. Which is a funny way to deal with the noise, right? Like, if you guys just ignore it, no one will notice it. I don't think it works that way, Chin. I don't think it works that way. Just ignore it, guys. No one will hear it. If you ignore it, they won't hear it. It's like playing hide and seek with a child. They hide, you know, they fucking cover their face and they think they're invisible. Oh my god, Chin's hilarious. Just stop talking about it and people will not stop noticing. Yeah, alright, Chin.
Don't worry, we're gonna work
Sorry
this
about
out.
the noise.
we're gonna work it out.
We're gonna work it out. It's our only
Mike's
second
saying something
time.
important.
I just think that, you know, when you're talking about what these men that Douglas Murray is taking note of.
And you can hear Kappa would really start shouting, innit? All of a sudden he's shouting over the air conditioner.
Important.
I just think that, you know, when you're talking about what these men that Douglas Murray is taking note of.
It's the best I've had. Their pork belly.
Sorry, guys, for that
You
sound.
keep going. No, he has a thing that gets rid of it. We fixed it. You just go.
He has a thing. We fixed it. No, you didn't fix it. He fixed it. We fixed it. We. Brandon taking credit for something he doesn't even know what it is. We fixed it. No, he fixed it.
Straight down.
And so when the AC is not on and blasting,
Oh my god, please, enough with the picking of the toes, man. Honestly, please. Hopefully when he comes back from holiday, he can read some of the comments. Hopefully when he comes back on his fucking cruise, he reads some of the comments and realizes that no one wants to see his fucking feet on the pod. Please, for the love of God. Please, for the love of God, put some shoes on. If you're gonna drive to the studio, all that malarkey, walk there, whatever that's happening with fucking Brian, put some fucking shoes on. Please, for the love of God. Please.
it turns out that the storage unit's next to an active railroad. So when there is peace and quiet, it's interrupted by a loud passing train.
Oh yeah? Having a hard time finding meat?
What a location, isn't it? Not only is it not a podcast studio or any kind of sound music studio place, it's just a storage unit full of different garages, right? That you can probably rent or buy or whatever. Plus, it also is near a train track. Plus, it's not well air conditioned or doesn't have air conditioning at all. Plus this, plus that, you're like, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
That's a train.
That's a train?
Yeah, there's a train that goes around.
Oh.
Brian finding out on the day, by the way. No involvement. He probably got sent an email about it. He probably was informed via the flipping group text and chat and shit. He just doesn't check it. Doesn't seem to bother him. Which is weird because, you know, it should, but hey, what can you do?
Just felt everything rumble. I get nervous now.
So on top of the loud AC, the train outside, the echo, and the smell of engine exhaust from all of his cars underneath, the funniest part...
Yeah, big up Scott L. That's a good point. But with the heat, he's never going to wear those shoes now. Thanks, Papa. That's very true. But I still don't understand people who don't wear, you know, wear jeans but then don't wear sandals. Surely you kind of defeat the purpose. Surely you should get your legs out a bit more and let them kind of take in some sun and shit. You just shouldn't be cooked, you know, holed up in a fucking menu somewhere. But yeah, this is kind of shocking. Kind of a shocking start to your big Austin move. I think some of us, myself naively, thought the Austin move was going to be a resurgent, right? It was going to allow them to kind of maybe try some interesting things, mix things up a little bit. But if anything, it just started as it means to kind of go on. You know what I mean? Nothing really different over there when it comes to that side of football.
Part of this new professional podcast studio is that the lights in there go off every 30 minutes or so. Since storage units like these have built-in motion sensor lights in order to keep the energy bill down.
It's a little
Is it old school?
Old school.
If that's
No,
his
it's
thing.
Put your hand on your heart.
She went, oh, apologies.
It's a sign of respect.
Isn't there like a little trick that can be done? Maybe with a fucking broom. Or a fucking shitty ball or something. Is there something that can be done to make sure the light stays on? Doesn't Chin know how long it takes? Maybe it's like 20 minutes, half an hour. Doesn't he know that's when I usually, you know, God damn it, bro. God damn it.
Not to
touch another man.
Also, what people don't realize is in the Arab world, he wasn't looking at her.
So our boy Brendan has clearly struck bedrock here in Austin, and as you may have guessed, it's only getting worse for him, as he just recently got pretty upset with Brian Callen, since Callen's going to be missing 2 weeks worth of shows to go on his annual cruise ship with his second family.
Yeah!
Here we are, baby!
I don't think it's his second family. I think it's his actual mum and dad. He mentioned his dad's going and paying for the entire thing. I think the priority is definitely with the kids, less so with the adults. I'd imagine anyway. I could be wrong. I'd imagine.
We're back, bud.
We're back, and I want to apologize for leaving again. But it's only...
So he left before? Did he leave before they started recording it? Or this is the first time? Material girl. Crazy, crazy girl.
10 days. 11 days. 10 days.
It's 2 weeks of filming. You're missing 2 weeks.
I'm not missing 2 weeks. I'm missing...
No, because you come back on like...
By the way, let's chill referring to the pod as missing 2 weeks of filming, like he's constructing the fucking it's some fancy architectural building. Like, it's not that deep, bro. Really isn't that deep.
Good Tuesday.
Well, I'll come back on a Wednesday. Yeah, I'll be
Brian. That's 2 weeks.
No, but we'll get a podcast in that week, so it'll be 3 shows I miss.
I bet Brian doesn't even organize the guests as well. That's how uninvolved and lazy he is. But they both kind of need each other, so it's a weird relationship. But I get the feeling Brian does jack shit for Tfatk. All he does is get paid. He does jack shit for the show. Absolute jack shit. And Brendan has to do most of it. You know, obviously he outsources a bunch of shit, I'm sure, but god damn it, man. Like, where's bro? He's never around, Brendan, isn't it? Never fucking around.
It's all together. 3 shows.
What are you going to cruise?
I'm going with the extended family. It's every June.
It's so good.
Well, it's my whole family though. It's my dad. He's 85.
But cruises?
Well, it's a high-end cruise. We stop at
Of course, it's a high-end cruise. You didn't have to tell us that, Brian. We know it's a high-end cruise. It's a high-end cruise. Oh, really? Not a cheap cruise then.
Teslas, dude. 2 things I fucking hate.
No, but this is a great cruise. It's with the kids. It's you know.
And in LA, this usually
What do you mean it's with the kids? So if you go every year, the kids saw it last year. If they're like 14 or something, they saw it when they were 13. It probably made no impression on them, and now they have to see it again when they're 14. It's the kids. It's the kids. If anything, I think Brian Callen enjoys going because he likes probably spending time with his family or staying close to his dad to make sure he's on the wheel. But no one else should be kind of forced to do this type of shit. I don't think so.
wasn't a big deal, since there were hundreds of semi-famous people that Brendan could have on the show to replace Rinks. But now that they're in Austin, those big names aren't anywhere to be found. So Brendan's left with Joe Rogan's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu friends and Tim Kennedy for the next 4 episodes of Fighter and the Kid.
Also, Mike Catherwood is Rogan's friend. I didn't know that.
It's great. It's fun.
But yeah, so you're missing 2 weeks when we just got her, so that's cool. But I got Tim Kennedy filling in next week.
That's a very good fill-in, right?
And then I'll probably have Catherwood fill in.
These are good fill-ins. These are good fill-ins.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Mike Catherwood was just on the show, and he actually had some pretty interesting things to say, but for whatever reason, Brendan loves interrupting Catherwood more so than the usual guest. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but that legendary clip of Brendan interrupting his guest is from the very first podcast Catherwood did with them. And in that clip, Catherwood gets visibly very irritated with Schaub.
The jelly...
What a good era, man. What a fucking... By the way, remember Brendan was saying how he went to that coffee store... that one time during COVID, and the security guard told him to put his mask on. Then Brendan got really irate because the security guard wouldn't leave him alone and kept pressing fucking Brendan. Eventually, Brendan snaps and tells him, "Yeah, okay, let's go outside and scrap or something, right?" And takes off his jacket or something. And I guess that maybe made the person shook. But the reason why I bring this up is that he mentions that the COVID situation, when that went down, that he had this fight with a security guard at a coffee store because the security guard told him, "Hey, you have to put on a mask before you can come in or whatever, get what's serve the drink." Brendan said no, still stand his ground because he believes in what he believes in. And then they got found out later on that, number one, the fucking guy who they arrested or whatever, no, sorry, they found out, or the truth of the matter is, Brendan lied and said he didn't wear a mask, and that's why he wanted to fight the security guard and offered him out to come to the back. Security guard never comes around. But the truth of the matter is, around COVID, Brendan would always have a bandana around his neck. He'd always tie a bandana around his neck, so whenever he went to the store and they asked to put in a mask, he'd quickly put that over his mouth, just to kind of comply and, you know, to be able to kind of get what he needs, product, services, and jack shit. So that story that he said the other day, about, oh yeah, offering out some fighter to go be, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. That did not happen at all. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Clearly you can see, because he obviously had a mask.
Beans give you amazing energy and they get you fired up for 20 minutes. Yeah. And then
yeah, big up Asad Aziz. Exactly. That's a fucking good point. Never thought about that. Big up Asad Aziz. We know those notorious 6'8" black security guards. Exactly. Usually security guards in coffee shops or super, you know, malls in general are full of older people. So it's not like that big of a shock, you know what I mean?
You realize like that's not sustainable.
I don't know if
but
that
a
ever
sweet
goes
potato,
away.
You know, you're like learning how to.
I don't know if it ever goes away. I always have it. It's just controlling the monster.
The shouting over somebody to make the point so that you can make your point is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Shouting over someone that way to make your point is fucking insane.
Like the chip on my shoulders, I couldn't tell you.
No, sorry, to interrupt, not to make your point, to interrupt.
That's all it is. Every day, this morning, you know, I woke up, and, you know, I have a nice house and great family. I drove my dream car here.
And so in their most recent Catherwood episode, nothing changed, as Brendan is still the worst.
Brendan's humble brags as well. My dream car. Like, he doesn't talk about that anymore, by the way. Have you realized that? Has anyone noticed that he doesn't refer to his cars as dream cars anymore? Ever since he had to swap his Porsches for Broncos and shit. He doesn't say anymore, oh, my dream car. You know, it's not coming all the time. But before, when the pocket money was aplenty, he was all up in fucking Porsche's head office. You know what I mean? Getting certain cars in white and shit. Wow, 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 wow.
World's worst interrupter.
Something that will save you, will use your suffering as an asset, and that is boxing. And
yeah, but
maybe someday that'll change. There's parts of the world,
I don't think so.
You know, but
I don't think so. I don't think it ever changed.
Now, well,
but also, boxing's tough, but baseball's fucking tough.
So another hour of Brendan interrupting Mike Catherwood is going to drop, and then we get a podcast with the modern day.
To be fair, I don't think he'll interrupt him as much if there's two people. If it's just him and Mike Catherwood, I think he'll listen. He's kind of forced to because he also doesn't want to speak too much, you know? He doesn't want to be the person fucking talking a lot on the fucking stand. So I get it. But But I think it's going to be fine with them too. I think Brendan and Mike Cafford will actually work out. I don't think it'll interrupt him as much. But when it's free, he does.
Spartan Warrior assassin Tim Kennedy. So just a lineup of exhilarating guests coming up these next weeks that...
Exhilarating guests, Mike Cafford and Tim Kennedy. The who's who of podcast guests.
I'm sure will boost their numbers, right?
Audio, don't get it twisted. Audio still king.
Audio? Sorry, audio or audio?
Their numbers, right?
Audio, don't get it twisted. Audio still king. King.
That's a joke. Brendan Schaub is simply not a draw. You see, the majority of his views are from bots. An actual representation of the numbers Brendan would pull without the bots can be seen in this depressing podcast he did a few days ago, which is...
That's a good point, to be honest. That's a good point. That's a very good point. I have a feeling, and somebody noticed it the other day, I wish maybe I should pay attention one time when it happens too. But someone noticed the other day that whenever they upload a new episode of Tfatk on their channel, it's always like at a very low rate, low viewer count, whatever, for 200 days, usually. But then at some point along the way, I just can't figure out how, usually a lot of these comedian guys, Rogan guys, whenever they go on other pods, their views spike. That's why smaller creators are so happy to have people like Brendan on, because oh shit, if I get him on, he's gonna help me fucking go viral, or maybe get the attention of some fucking guy, and then you're fucking cooked at home. You get what I mean? But this is really good. This is really fucking good.
Still yet to crack 2,000 views as of right now. And hilariously enough, the hosts of this podcast actually sort of troll Brendan with their interview questions, which sort of upsets Brendan a little.
Why don't you walk us through kind of the arc of your life, I guess, in a certain respect? Is that too much to throw?
I feel like the movie's not done. Hopefully it's not.
Yeah. No, I get
another chat.
Jeez, is this another moment? Is this another fucking how do you deal with bombing all the time? Bombing forever. It was like a sneak diss, isn't it? Brendan read that sneak diss. He read it.
Coming up, but
So do you ever do stand up still?
No.
So when you're out in Austin, you won't be going to the mothership.
I'll probably hang out some, but again, it's like I don't get how guys do it. God bless them that do, but I just can't find the balance of getting back into stand up and being a good dad. I can't.
If that was what you're meant to do, if that's really your calling, if you being on stage and being a silly goose is what you actually believed in your hearts of hearts, that's what you should have done, and now you're not doing it, you should be, you know what I mean? Man should meet the other generation regardless anyway. But yeah, I found this pod actually more representative of the kind of he gets with in the first place. You get me?
Can't.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah.
With everything I'm doing,
it's crazy. Guys like Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer pulled that shit off. Mm-hmm. And Tom Segura seems like he has like young kids, and he works it into his comedy and stuff. It's fucking funny. But
yeah,
and the wife, Christina,
she's also traveling comic,
and they do the podcast, the YMH Studios, like.
And they, I don't know their personal life. They might figure it out, but as far as like,
I guess he's judging. That seems like he's judging. Big up Killer Demo. Tim's book was a bestseller. He's paid. Who's Tim? Which Tim are you talking about, brother? Which Tim are you talking about, and what book are you talking about? Big up MK. Paid bot says King B. Exactly. Big up Ryan Davey.
You see, Brendan's used his family.
Oh, Tim Kennedy. Okay, cool. Big up Killer Demo. Is Tim Kennedy paid, you reckon? I don't think Book's paid that much. I think he's probably more paid from his appearances and shit, or consulting as he does, or doing those talks. I really don't think UFC and shit pays as well as people think it does.
Family as an excuse to quit comedy ever since he couldn't sell tickets at his local bar. So for him to still be using this narrative and believe that people think he isn't lying is actually insane.
It's actually more insane that he's essentially sneak dissing an entire community of comedians who he was once a part of. That's what sneak dissing is. That's what makes a person feel a certain way. So big up everybody. Get me? Big up everybody. Simple as that. Big up everybody.
But kudos to these guys for asking him that. I mean, they clearly knew what they were doing here. I mean, this older fellow also...
Yo, big up Josie. Tim Dillon has a book coming out, right? Yeah. Tim Dillon's got a book. It got delayed, I think, because Tim Daly's a fucking lazy cunt. But it got delayed a few times. I think it's something about boomers or something like that. It's meant to be. It sounds like it's going to be a good book, but we're probably not going to get it until next year, I think.
Controlled Brendan while Brendan was taking him for a ride in his Humvee.
It's funny, isn't it? After all of us being used to being in really fast shit. I mean, this is a fast Humvee, but the whole time you're like, okay, maybe a few hundred horsepower more wouldn't suck.
Yeah, they are not impressed, in it, especially that guy in the back. He is not impressed. He is not. Guy in the back is not impressed in the slightest. Right, man. Oh, the face he made! Look at the face he made! Look at the face he made! Look at the face he made! He was not impressed in the slightest. Ay, ay, ay. Hold on, let's see the face he made. Let's see the face. There you go, somewhere here, isn't it? Right? Absolutely one of the worst call-ups ever. I'm not gonna lie. One of the worst fucking ever. Anyway, let's continue.
So you'd have to be a real passionate thiggy to believe that these guys weren't at least 10% trolling Brendan here. It's also pretty funny to me how Brendan said he'll be hanging in the green room of the mothership, because I believe that there's a high chance that all the comedians in there clown on him whenever his name's brought up. So I'm just calling it right now that Brendan's never gonna step foot in the mothership.
Yeah, I said the same thing, by the way. I said the same thing a few streams back. I don't think he's ever going there. I think at most he might get kicking and screaming there. Or maybe if Rogan invites him personally, he might go. But I don't think he's just popping in. And I don't think Rogan also enjoys when people come for him. I think I may have heard him on a pod mention how he doesn't announce when he's coming. He just pops in, pops out. Doesn't want people making a fuss or him saying it on stage. But I don't know. It's kind of wild, this whole thing.
It's pretty similar to how he never attends UFC events. Deep down inside, he knows that if he went, he would get trolled. So in turn, he just doesn't go.
Trolled or escorted out of the building. Sorry, what's his name? Dana White is such a penty, Machiavellian, scumbaggy type of guy, and a fucking villain, and one of the best rappers out at the moment, to be honest. He's definitely the type of person who would take his time with the second verse as well, you know? Like, it's equally as ether, or like whatever sequel it is, whatever, because Jesus, man. That guy is just too good.
Also, speaking of Brendan getting trolled, the last episode of The Golden Hour featured Chris D'Elia and Eric Griffin roasting Schaub right in his face.
You know,
I drove past Michael Jackson's house out there in Encino.
That's... You got Down syndrome or what?
No, my kid...
Say that out of the blue is crazy.
No, well...
Jesus Christ. Oh.
We were showing Michael Jackson.
I drove past Michael Jackson's house. Dude,
you might find a Southern Belle.
God damn it. God damn it.
What happened?
Hey, you know what? It wasn't supposed to work out.
Because if you didn't know already, for 2 years, Brendan Schaub has been subjecting these two guys to his bullying.
Exactly.
And they were very clearly fed up with Brendan during every episode. So in this last one, it was almost like they could get everything off their chests before Brendan finally leaves.
Wow.
Oh, man, you guys didn't have to do this. Chris had nothing to do.
Leave.
That's the cake that Brendan's acting like he didn't ask for. They got him a cake too. Jesus Christ, Brendan. Come on, brother. Come on. Yeah. The names. Name your favorite page name you want. I won't say any, but hey, let's continue.
Day. Happy quit. Happy day. Everything changes to you. Happy it's only downhill from here.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah. All because of Brandon.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Well.
And so at first, Brendan was going along with the roasting, you know, laughing like anyone else would. But as the podcast went on, the roasting and insults just never stopped.
Yep.
And after a while, you could tell Brendan was getting tired of it. Still playing it cool and chuckling, but kind of shocked at how much they were going in on him.
Was it just because he was leaving? Were they literally just like saying what they actually feel for real because they were leaving? Like, pretty crazy when you think about it, right? The amount of fucking overtime hoodies out there. Mad.
Him in this very last episode.
Okay, who are you going to miss more, Chin or Brendan? Go.
Oh, why you gotta do that, man?
No,
Yes,
you got to
I will.
decide who
It's
you're
the
going to miss
same.
more.
No, I like them for different reasons. You know?
Why do you like Chin?
I like Chin because he's very sweet, funny, nice, caring.
Smelly.
And I like Brendan too.
Yeah, he does not like being the butt of the jokes. That's probably I wonder if that's a trigger from school. He does not like being the butt of the jokes. He does not like it whatsoever. There's something about being the butt of the joke that really snapped at him. He's just like, fuck that, you know? So, yeah. Let's continue.
It's just different.
Yeah.
But the most awkward part of this podcast came after Eric Griffin was speaking about his recent appearance on Family Feud, which Brendan had no idea that he had filmed already, to which Chris and Eric take offense to, since after all, they were the two professional comedians that saved Brendan's show after Theo quit The King and the Sting.
Yeah, big up these guys. Big up these guys.
So they kind of let Brendan hear it for the last time here before he abruptly leaves the podcast early and never returns again.
I'm not going to talk about it a lot until it comes out, but I did Family Feud with Matt Rife.
right.
And everybody was like, and it would be great to have the mics
Did you
hot.
film it in February?
No, we just did it.
Oh.
One of these times when I wasn't here.
He wasn't paying attention, was he? Jesus Christ, Brendan. He's so aggressively dominant.
Pay attention to the group chat.
I know.
No, I do. I thought they filmed in February.
Oh, yeah? Why don't you eat some more fucking cake?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, you look at the whole cast.
Jesus Christ. Crystally absolutely destroying Brendan. Holy shit. Oh, yeah. Why don't you eat some more cake? It's fucking crazy.
These times when I wasn't here.
He doesn't pay attention to the group chat, does
I
he?
know.
No, I do. I thought they filmed in February.
Oh, yeah? Why don't you eat some more fucking cake?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, you look at the whole cast, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a...
Wow.
Anyways.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Eat
You
some
know what?
cake,
Hey,
cake
you
ass
know what I'm
bitch.
saying?
You know what? You're moving tomorrow, but mentally you've moved already, haven't you?
Yeah,
You know me
You're
too
kind
well.
of phoning it in
Yeah,
right
you
now.
know
I
me
don't
too
like
well.
it.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
know
like
me
it.
too well.
I don't like this phone in, Brendan.
Yeah, I got about 5 more minutes.
All right.
Oh, yeah, he has to go. It's already changing. He got his cake. All
right, dudes.
All right,
That's
see you,
it for you?
That's it.
See you, bro.
Last
Mid-pod, exactly. He's leaving actually mid-pod. They couldn't just record us a bit earlier so he could actually sit down and chat with these guys and talk about his hopes and dreams and shit. Had to be some Black Jewish song. Ay, 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 ay. What can you do? What can you do? Absolutely nada. Let's move on. Let's do this clip. Courtesy of... No, actually, let's finish this before we continue. Sorry, let's finish this.
last one in LA, boys.
Yeah, bro.
Next
you,
time
boys.
we see you, you will be still right there probably.
I'll be right here, but just Zoom.
All right, bro.
Love you guys. Thanks for the
Love
cake.
you, man. No problem. Take it, put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Take some cake in your pockets. He doesn't feel good. Oh, they're hugging like bitches, dude.
Oh,
Y'all are
look
feminine,
wow,
dude.
What? We finally got rid of both of them, Chris. Yeah!
You know
That's
what?
they always thought, and we did it.
You know,
Has he got an ulcer in his mouth or something?
Dude.
What? We finally got rid of both of them, Chris. Yeah!
You know
That's
what?
they always thought,
Jesus.
and we did
Yeah. Something going on his lip. Too much fast food, man. His gut is fucking. His gut is working in overtime. Too much fatness around the sick. Oh no. Yowzers.
it.
You know what it is, dude? Finally.
I wonder if Brendan actually thinks he's pulling a Theo right now and is going to blow up on TikTok after moving to Austin and finally make it big. I really bet he does. The big thing that Brendan's missing here is that Theo can actually be hilarious. Brendan, on the other hand, just seems exhausted on his podcast nowadays and salty for whatever reason that particular day brings. Also now with the riots against ICE, he can't even use that as an excuse to why he left LA. So it's evidently clear that
Exactly, because I don't think they're playing games over there in Texas when it comes to the protests or anything. So that's actually a really good choice. That's actually a really good choice or definition because Angie's not here. Cool. Next one. Big up everyone in the stream chat if you're tuning in. Like the stream. Help a brother out, much appreciated. Let's check what they're doing on their stories. Anything new here? Okay, there's Tim Kennedy again. Our friend Tim Kennedy is back for another episode. Okay, great to see. That fucking smile from Brendan, horrendous by the way. Absolutely horrific. I don't get why he smiled like that, I'm not gonna lie. Let's continue cycle traffic here. What else we got here? Nothing new on that side. What's this one? The way what? What we can call speaking at the handsome faking it on Saturday. I don't know. What's this? Oh, rare picture of Brendan holding his daughter. Very, very rare picture of him holding his daughter. It's not really usually that involved, but I guess you're telling it's a little boy. And I think that whatever it is, but yeah, it's a good idea. Let's continue. Let's check his Instagram stories. Anything we missed out on there? Nothing crazy really. The fire and the fighter. Hello. I kind of get that, I guess. What else are we gonna do? Oh yeah, that's it. A little bit of this academic shit because this is fucking hilarious. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Bear me a second here as I try and look for this shit. Okay, maybe not. Let's do this one. Let's do the last. Let's do Vitali. Big up Jamari. Let's do Vitali. Vitali thrown into Philippine prison. Then we're gonna continue this again tomorrow in the morning or in the afternoon. Actually, I've got to do a Taz in between. But let's end it with this Jamari video. Vitali thrown into Philippines prison.
So just last week, I was telling you guys how OG YouTuber Vitali has been going through it over in the Philippines. He has been straight up begging for forgiveness, saying that his mental health had been compromised. Apparently, the man had rediscovered religion, and he even requested to be bailed out for the time being while his trial.
The only annoying thing about about people playing the whole, disability card thing is that in some places it actually works. Maybe Berlin's too much of a high touch point of people coming in and out. But in other cities, like, I don't know, whatever the non-cool place is, I'd like to go because I'm sure there's some quote-unquote cooler things to do than fucking London. You get me? So, yeah, I'm all for it. I am totally all for it.
Awaits hearing or to be deported altogether. Obviously, he was denied bail. And the big problem with him being deported is that both America and Russia, where he's actually from, want absolutely nothing to do with this guy. In fact, Russia said that he should serve as a good example of what not to do for their citizens when traveling abroad, and that they respect the Filipino people and their but not to.
Yeah, the Russian citizens are obliged to be in conformity with the law that they are staying in. Pavlov says, Jesus. Very, very direct.
Do for their citizens when traveling abroad, and that they respect the Filipino people and their decisions regarding Vitali's detainment.
Foreign nationals who abuse our hospitality and violate our laws must face the consequences. The Bureau is resolute.
Jesus Christ.
We will not allow our deportation process to be undermined by publicity tactics or legal maneuvering. No special treatment.
A recent quote from the Immigration Commissioner, Joel Viado. Fucking hell, they mean business, isn't it?
Treatment will be given.
Now this entire time, yes, we had been getting updates.
Hey, Jamari's jacked, isn't it? I know Jamari's so jacked. Jamari got the guns out. Jamari's kind of wham still. His head doesn't look like it, but Jamari's kind of wham. He's been banging the fucking weights, I see, innit? Extra small black shirt. I see you.
But we hadn't seen like actual pictures or videos of what Vitali was currently looking like after 2 months in this nightmare facility. But recently he was moved from there into an actual Filipino prison where he awaits his eventual trial.
Christ.
And let me tell you guys, the difference in not only his general physique, but also his expressions and his overall attitude could not be more jarring. Here is Vitali before, all smiles in the courtroom and even laughing and mocking the people for his own idiotic actions. And here is Vitali after these 2 months.
Jesus Christ, bro. He's so skinny. The light behind his eyes has completely disappeared, by the way. God almighty.
Where he obviously looks like a shell of his former self. Here is Vitali after these 2 months. Where he obviously looks like a shell of his former self. Losing what I estimate to be over 50 pounds. As well as his will to live.
Jesus
I
Christ.
guess there's no steroid needles and protein shakes where he was currently staying. I think it was really just rat piss and cockroach droppings. And that big old smile that he had painted on his face before, that real smug look, was the exact thing they wanted wiped off his mug. I mean, this guy looks completely destroyed. He holds his hands over his head as he knows he's getting screwed. We also got a couple of other photos of him actually discovering he would be being moved to an actual prison. And this guy looks stressed out.
Jesus Christ.
To say the least. Likely praying to God that this could all go away after playing with fire in a foreign land and getting burned. I mean, he really thought that the money he has would make these things simply go away like they did in the past when he would do bad shit, but obviously that was not the case, and the Filipino people clearly want him to face justice, refusing to drop their charges. I mean, really, the headline...
That's a good thing, by the way. That's a fucking good thing. Maybe other countries will also follow suit. That's a fucking good thing. That they cancel the shows. Can't be having these guys coming in and causing a ruckus. It makes no fucking sense. And whoever books these places, the last time you ever see one day, you know? That's the only annoying thing about the whole thing.
The headline here should be, YouTuber learns that you cannot pay off everyone in your life. And some of you may have noticed that his shirt there said immigration deportee. And it was almost like a sick, twisted joke, because I'm sure at first when he put that on, he did think that because of this label, he would be being deported, he would be free back in America or Russia. I mean, the motherfucker would probably take North Korea at
Exactly.
Because at the last press conference, his shirt had an acronym for the Bureau of Immigration Warden Facility, but like I said before, absolutely no one wants his ass, so it was kind of like the old bait and switch. Like, oh, you think you're going home, you think you're finally free from this 2-month nightmare, well, actually you're going to be going to a place that's much worse, with actual criminals this time.
Oh, so he was in a temporary facility. It still was a bit fucked up, but he was in a temporary hold place where you get to fight your case or whatever, but he then got sent away straight to fucking prison. Fucking hell. Absolute crazy situation. Bang your doors, Pusha T. Bang your doors.
Who likely do not have a very good outlook on you. And now there has even been this photo released where it appears that Vitaly was getting baptized over there, which I guess is where this religious...
Oh my god, Vitaly, that is some scumbag shit. Pretending you gave your life to Christ and then using that as a way to clickbait views is super fucking squandered, isn't it? God damn it. Really, your cousins? Jesus Christus, cool. It's gonna finish in 2 minutes anyway.
Epiphany angle comes from when it comes to his legal team. Either way, on June 11th, Vitaly was moved to what is described as a high security prison.
Yo, be up quiet in the chat. Wagwan, we got Wagwan Super Jello. Wagwan 84 Man Matna. Wagwan Killer Demo. Wagwan B4 Rajel. Big up all you.
Where he has been for the last week. This facility is actually called the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology in Muntinlupa City, where he still faces these charges of unjust vexation, theft, and public harassment. I've seen people predict that this could land him up to 18 months in prison, but I've also seen reports from the Philippines that he's still facing these 24 years, which, let's be honest, would obviously be a pretty extreme punishment even for what he did. And you also have to keep in mind that he could be waiting up to 3 years for his trial to start. And I feel like by then, he would literally look like a skeleton with skin draped over it. And many people...
Oh, not even that. You can't even take a break to do your own thing. Like, how are you going to launch a business, clothing brand, wherever it is, when you're so taken from training every day? So it's not really fair, you know? Bloody hell. Cool, that's much better. That's much, much better. There we go. There we go. Big up.
People who are more familiar with the Philippines and their justice system actually speculate that by that time Vitaly would not even be alive. But who knows, maybe his internet celebrity status will save him from that outcome. Either way, I watched this documentary about the specific prison that Vitaly is actually going to from back in 2020.
Look at Jamari doing research. Look at Jamari. Big up fucking Jamari.
23, and much like where he already was, I would not call it a walk in the park. As a matter of fact, it seems much worse. Like I said, he's around actual criminals this time, instead of just other foreigners who are awaiting deportation, many of them who did nothing wrong. But like before, this place is overcrowded. Like at the time of the documentary, it was built to house around 1,500 prisoners, but they had over 8,000.
It is virtually impossible to move around. No distractions.
Holy shit.
With their thoughts, concerns, and fears.
They also discuss how the new people basically are at the bottom of this totem pole, getting really bad treatment from the other prisoners, and you're pretty much a peon in there.
As the new guy, he gets the worst spot in the cell, right next to the toilet.
Once again, there is obviously a serious hygiene problem with this overcrowding.
Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus Christ, they're everywhere.
And can you guys believe that all of these prisoners actually share one single bathroom with no running water or plumbing?
This is our toilet and bathroom. We only have water from buckets.
Just one bathroom for 92 people. No running water. Catastrophic hygienic conditions.
They describe the food portions here as just enough to survive, but nothing more than that. And they say without money, people here do not have access to simple necessities like toothpaste, clothes.
I'm surprised, considering how they say how poor Philippines is, how they're struggling to keep themselves on top and shit. I'm generally surprised why no one had any money to buy them out or to keep them afloat. Why there was none of their tech funds, none of their big trousers in Wall Street. No one came out and said, "Yeah, this is kind of bad." Everyone just followed suit, you know. Would have been fucking great race to stardom, but hey, here we are. Here we blood clot are.
Clothing or soap. And let me also just say that based on this footage, Vitaly is really going to stick out like a sore thumb there in that prison. Most prisoners here do appear to be from the Philippines, which really tells me that they must really be trying to make an example out of Vitaly at this point. Like, it was not enough for him to live in hell for the last 2 months, they wanted to make it even worse.
A 6-meter-high double fence made of barbed wire surrounds the prison. 10 watchtowers also surround the prison complex.
During the documentary, they talk about this black soccer player who had to be removed from the general population, not because he had really done anything wrong, but because he got into many fights there due to his race.
It's really hard because you have no visitations, all of your privileges, they will gonna remove it from you. They are all walking around, they are playing basketball. I get jealous because I'm an athlete. Here, it's really hard for me, especially I'm alone here that time, getting into crazy. Yeah, I'm talking to myself that time because I'm alone.
And I do assume
I talk to myself all the time. Am I crazy? Huh.
This will be a similar fate that Vitaly will face. I mean, I'll say even the prisoner in there with the utmost respect from the authorities, a man named Ranilo, who is facing 15 years for drug dealing, has the nicest setup in this prison, which is a 1.5 meter cubicle that he gets to himself, where he has these pretty cute cats. I won't lie, I think that would save me from a little bit of insanity. But with that being said, this guy had to do a whole lot to get that. He had already been there for 3 years, and he had to do all of these personal favors for guards, and he had to provide himself as an authority figure for other prisoners.
Provide himself as an authority figure? Is that a sexual innuendo or something? That's what it seems like to me.
To really earn their respect in this 1.5 square meter cubicle. But hey, I'll take it because here are the sleeping conditions that Vitaly will be incurring every single night.
Packed tightly together. They get ready for the...
Jesus Christ, people are sleeping in canapes. There's not enough room in the cells. People are sleeping on canapes. What is it? Is it toaster feet everywhere? Jesus Christ.
Long night ahead. Many suffer from nightmares.
Overall, it's beyond clear to me that Vitaly is pretty much fucked. I mean, the guy's face looks totally defeated. Honestly, the only way I could see him being saved here is through some sort of Trump pardon. But this guy isn't even American, so it's very hard for me to see Trump wasting his time on someone who was already causing a lot of trouble in the past in America for his reckless actions. I mean, obviously, this should serve as a wake-up call for not only Vitaly, but also other idiot streamers who are looking for clout and attention through public harassment. But I gotta say it, even now though, I doubt this guy will learn his lesson. I mean, I watched the last video he had posted to his YouTube channel when he announced his comeback, and this guy literally glorifies every negative thing he's...
Imagine though, he does come back. It'll be one of the greatest streams ever, and if he does eventually come back, if he does eventually bust case, imagine how the experience will actually be hearing that track the first time. And meltdown, imagine.
Done in his life and his past. Even calling himself a supervillain who will never die, the guy thinks he's like the Joker or something, and he twists his own reality through his own lens. I mean, like, if there was a poster boy for not being able to take accountability, it would be Vitaly next to Fuzi. I mean, first off, he blames all of his shitty actions on his childhood, which is just like a classic trope. He calls the incident where he was arrested for doing drugs and a woman simply a low point in his life. He thinks of himself as rebuilding his body through massive amounts of steroids as a positive thing, something that people should be motivated by. He glorifies his fake pranks, he glorifies his fake life, and even the botched catching that he was doing last year he sees as this noble thing, despite the fact that it was
Oh yeah, what happened to that? Good point. What happened to that catch a predator thing he was doing? Did he stop that out of the blue? That wasn't that going fairly decently? I'm sure I kept seeing clips on my feed. What happened to that show? I remember there was a period where every other week, every day, there was a new clip from Fuzi's paedophile thing. But maybe some of the cases caught close to home, he had to stop it. I don't know, but I wonder why he stopped doing that show.
All for content, and due to his Bush League investigations, all these freaks never faced real legal consequences and got away with doing this nasty shit.
The most fascinating part about supervillains is their obsession with notoriety. They are obsessed with being the bad guy. They'll do anything for attention, even if it creates absolute havoc, leaving those around them to clean up the mess.
Yeah, I'm here to pick up friend. The tally.
They love seeing the world burn.
Either way, it's just so ironic to me that something like this was uploaded right before the shitstorm really hit. I mean, really, guys, this is like a primary lesson in fucking around and finding out. But either way, this was just a quick little update. Y'all let me know what you guys think.
Yeah, big up JAMARI, big up JAMARI, big up fucking JAMARI. Yeah, I just hope he gets some level of punishment. I don't want him to get crazy amount of years, but I think the shit that he did, you know, to them and the things that he said is probably, you know, fighting words. So I guess it is what it is, but I wish he would just be a little more brave and actually fight some of these guys, because I don't think they're as strong as what they seem on paper. I think Gas is maybe getting a little bit too gas with them. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna leave you and love it there, my friends. I'm gonna stop right there because it's it's nearly 5 a.m. here in London. So I'm gonna break, come back in the morning, afternoon. We're gonna do the other half of the show. No, we're gonna do Taz first and the other half of the show. So keep an eye out for that happening very, very soon. But this is day 2 of the random show for now. See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow for Taz, then random show. Taz, then random show tomorrow. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Before you leave, like and subscribe. You know how to do it. All that good shit, you know. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Okay? Cool. Peace.